Okay. Looking good.
Need to straighten. Looking like over there, good?
That's good.
Huh?
That's good.
Hey, it's on the trailer.
It's not really centered, but I don't know. Does it really matter?
There you go. Put your emergency brake and put her in gear. Strap her down.
Okay.
Got a ride.
Yeah.
Now, to help the YouTube video, I gotta get your picture.
To review inside. 1/2. Good morning, Dr. Cole. This is Jonathan with Echo.
Again with Aries, the ram or lamb.
The ancient zodiacs began rather with Virgo, as we've seen that in the Temple of Esna, they have the Sphinx with the head of a woman and the body of a lion placed in the zodiac right between these two constellations, Virgo
And the lion.
Phenomena. And this described all of the constellations and the figures of the heavens. And Antigonus, good king of Macedon, requested the famous poet Aratus. Divine Signs was the most famous and most popular Greek poem. Next, and just a few lines later, Aratus says in that same poem, and of course he is attributing all of this to Zeus, who was the head of the Greek pantheon of gods, quote, since he himself has fixed in heaven these signs. And so we see as far back as 270 BC, and quoting a work written 150 years before that it was believed. We see there a woman sitting in a chair holding a child in her arms. And here we have an interesting example of how these have been corrupted in a few cases down.
I wanted to talk about why I abandoned my 335 XI in West Virginia, or mainly why I had to. What happened was the car ran great on the way up there, then the temperature dropped all the way down to, it was 1 degree, but with the wind chill it was negative 31 degrees or negative 32. So I tried to start it up and it just acted like it didn't want to start. It seemed like the battery was dead. We'd try to hook up a battery charger to charge it, or we'd use jumper cables to try and jump it off, and that didn't work. Ended up, we decided that we were going to pull it with a chain, and by this point the starter didn't work at all anymore. What happened was that the starter burned out completely, but that's strange because the problem with the car was that it just wouldn't turn over, but I just changed the starter like less than 8 months ago, so within the year, so it's still under warranty. We decided that we were going to pull the BMW with my dad's truck and I was going to jump it off. So the way to do that on this car, it is possible, but it's a little bit different than doing it with the car that doesn't have the push button start. Because this one has a push button start, you have to press the clutch in, press the push button start, then let the clutch out, without, you don't push the button anymore. You just let the clutch out and it should start right up. Or drop the clutch. Yeah, drop the clutch and then it should start right up. It took a while, but it did start up and then it was running, then it died. We tried it again and I got it running, and Dad kept on pulling the vehicle with the truck. As he was going, I kept it in second gear. It ran terrible, but as it was running, and Dad kept on pulling it with the truck. Then after that, I see some smoking come from under the hood, and the drive belt completely burned up and shredded. So I don't know why it did that exactly. But at that point, I was pretty much out of options because where I was in the middle of West Virginia, no cell phone service for 2.5 hours of driving. I just had to abandon the car, drive my dad's truck all the way back home, 4 hours away, pick up a trailer, drive back to West Virginia, another 4 hours of driving to come pick it up, to bring it all the way back, another 4 hours of driving. I also had other problems while I was there. Mainly we went to go skiing. So first day of skiing, I finally get everything, my pass and everything, ready to go. Ski down the slope, get to the bottom of the slope, and the power is out to the whole resort. So we waited in line for 2 hours to get up to the mountain with the ski lift, and turns out they moved us from lift to lift until they eventually took us to one lift. So everybody at the bottom of the resort, or bottom of the hill, had to all be merged into one lift to go back up to the top of the resort. So there was no skiing after that. I only got one run in. Then walking home, my boot completely shatters into pieces. And I took a picture of that, so I'll show that up there so you can see it. Then the next day, I got a couple runs in, and then I fell asleep at like 5 o'clock, so that was it. Then the following day after that is when I had all this car trouble. That's the story of why I had to abandon it. I did pick it up, brought it home. Starter was bad, replaced it today. Now I have to replace the drive belt and one of the pulleys because it's messed up.